Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nerds with Friends. My name is Cody Leach, as always, joined by Christian Garcia.
Sup?
And we are the nerdy podcast for nerds by nerds, like FUBU, but for nerds.
Yes, I guess.
We're Funbun.
I'm not even going to
Funbun.
Funbun? I like Funbun.
Funbun's cool. For nerds by nerds. Welcome to the show. Thank you for clicking, subscribing, liking, dropping us a comment down below. We do appreciate all of that. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if you want to click 5 stars, that would be most appreciated. And you can check out all of our information at nerdswithfriendspodcast.com. And if you want to become a patron of our show, help support us, help us buy some new mic cables that don't constantly
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
up.
We were struggling earlier.
Then you can support us at patreon.com/nerdswithfriends. We do appreciate that. Today, we're going to talk about some of our pet peeves.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. We're going to sip on some of that haterade for all of you OG Nerds with Friends listeners. There's, certain things in the nerd world that just kind of grind our gears, piss us off. And I
think I'm going to piss off a lot of people.
Yeah. I think I will too. This is going to be some hot takes. So, of course, all of this is in good fun. So please, bear with us on this. But before we get to all that, let's start off a little lighthearted with some nerdy confessions, where we confess the things that make us nerds. Christian, why don't you start us off?
So I think I mentioned last time that I was listening to 11/22/63.
Yep.
And now I just started the series on Hulu. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It's way different from the book, which is fine. It makes things new, so it's not a complete, I'm re-listening or watching the same story they listen to. But I came to realize I was watching and I was like, I don't know, but I feel like James Franco is not a good actor. I was like, I'm not buying any of what he's selling, at all. And then I was watching with the missus, and then she turned to me, she's like, is it me or is James Franco kind of a bad actor? I was like, dude, I was thinking the same thing. And then I was like, I've only known him in comedies. I have not watched one movie or show where he's been serious. I mean, unless you count Spider-Man. But outside of that, I had one buddy.
You didn't watch 127 Hours?
No, I did not.
Man, that was a little rough.
I don't know if I need to see a dude saw his arm off. I get it. He cut his arm off.
You
do. He made it.
Yeah, it's amazing how good special effects can look when there's a shit ton of money behind it. It's I know you're all about the paper mache and foam.
It's the best
stuff, but holy shit, when they have real latex and rubber and CG, it's fucking. Crazy.
What's weird with me is I can watch, not that I if I saw someone bleeding in real life or someone being operated on, it doesn't gross me out, but some special effects will I'm that shit'll get me gross. I just think is weird.
Yeah, it can be a little tough for sure.
But yeah, I had a buddy who was listing all these movies, and I don't even remember the names. I was like, "Yep, never saw him in it." This, nope. Saw it.
To be fair, you haven't really seen any good movies.
I've seen a lot of great movies, just not movies you like. Yeah. And then I was
You're
wondering,
going to be on my pet peeve list in a minute.
I know, we'll get to it. But I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if because he got Me Too'd, and if that changed my opinion about him. I'm wondering, now I just see him as a garbage person. Which I don't know if he's got official. He did pay out. He did pay $2.5 million.
Nice.
Dude,
everyone knows James Franco likes to fuck.
So what it was that he had a school and he had an acting class and then he had a sex scene class and he would record people and then he would tell them oh yeah, I'll let you
We're
go
doing
for
full
part.
penetration in this one.
They didn't come out and say that in the allegation, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
What I also thought was fucked up.
Why else do you start an acting school? Am I right?
Was penetrate? And then Seth Rogen, dude, just fucking let his homie out to hang. He just said, "I'm not gonna do any more work with James Franco." And those motherfuckers go back to Freaks and Geeks.
Right.
That's really fucked up. That's foul. I'd expect that from you, but I wouldn't do it to you. I feel like you would drop me on the fucking second.
As soon as something comes out where it's Christian likes to fuck kids, I'm just Jesus. I do not know that guy anymore. I will drop you like it's hot.
Yeah, I bet. But yeah, I was like, dude, that's hella foul that his homie just left him like that.
I guess realistically, it depends on how especially when you know the person, how true those allegations kind of ring, because if you're always like, man, my buddy James is just a little fucking weird, but he's funny, so I'll hang out with him and have a good time with him. But, he turns into a real creep mode whenever he's around ladies. And then it's like, then this comes out, you're like, oh.
Well, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Fuck. Then, but then, again, it could be that he was just caught off surprise, or it could be that he just didn't want to. I mean, Seth Rogen is a very, very successful person now because he produces, writes, directs.
He's got his weed company.
He's got his new weed company. Yeah, so.
Did you see he got Conan O'Brien to smoke weed on his show?
I did see that. It was like on one of his last shows or something. Oh, also, thank you, Conan O'Brien, for all the years.
I'm actually bummed out that it's weird knowing that there's not going to be any new Conan O'Brien content. It's
well, there is, because he's already talking about doing stuff with HBO Max.
Oh, nice.
He's just, I think now this is me guessing because obviously I don't know Conan O'Brien, but I think that he just kind of got tired of the late night TV game.
What's he been doing, 30 years or something?
Yeah, I think it said 26 years, 28 years, something like that. And the whole thing with the Tonight Show with Jay Leno coming back and then them giving it over to what's his face, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy, who cares?
One of the Jimmys,
yeah.
Jimmys and Jameses, because it's Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, James Corden.
Fuck that guy.
You don't like James Corden?
No, man, he shot on Sir Patrick Stewart, dude. They had a little thing. I'll show you the video later.
Shouldn't do that.
No, exactly. Guy's a fucking legend.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I like Jimmy Fallon too. I mean, I think he's really funny, but the way they did Conan was fucking dirty. And before that, with David Letterman, it was the same thing where they went with Jay Leno over David Letterman.
And fuck that, dude. I don't think Jay Leno is funny. Letterman is a fucking genius,
dude. Letterman's one of my favorite of all time. I really like the comedians who you can tell are just fucking mean old men, like Jerry Seinfeld. I love real mean Jerry.
He's not even kind of. He's a straight up douche.
Yeah,
the money went straight to his fucking head.
Yeah, but but he's also pretty authentic. He's never not been like that. You know what I mean?
Guess so.
The show is the show, and it was on TV. You couldn't do exactly, and he's still a fairly clean comic. But there's always that if you go back and watch Seinfeld, there's always his friends are doing zany stuff, and he's just like, I don't know about this.
See, Letterman though is a fucking G because he gave zero fucks. You can tell. Yeah. That the producers of the shows probably were at times yanking their fucking hair. What is he fucking doing? But because he's so good and the ratings are so great, they're just well, fuck, we just gotta let him do what he does.
Yeah, and then I like when he's basically poking fun at the guest without them knowing it.
You ever seen the Paris Hilton one?
Yes,
when she was got out of jail, and you could tell she didn't want. You could tell they had a conversation with him. She doesn't want to go there.
Yeah,
don't talk about it. And the first thing he does, he fucking zeroes in on it, and the whole time,
it's so good.
It's the best.
Or when he had Harmony Korine on.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh my god, those are the best. They're all good. David Letterman's the best. Anyway, back to Conan. I think he's already said he's working on something with HBO Max. And he has his own podcast too, so it's not the last we're going to hear from him. But I think he's just done with cable and broadcast television, and realistically, rightfully so, because I feel like that's a dying medium where, the only reason people watch Jimmy Kimmel or James Corden or whatever is because it shows up on YouTube.
I just feel like they're all Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and
James
whatever.
Corden.
Yeah, I feel like they're all just kind of blending in. It's the same.
There's another
fucking
one
show.
too that Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, they're all getting they're all talking about the same topics. They're all have the same guests. It's all right. Do we need all these shows? Just have one. I don't think any one of them
There's not one that stands out anymore. It used to be that David Letterman was the one I would watch because you had the fucking top 10 list. You had Paul Schaefer.
Yeah.
You had
Paul Schaefer.
Oh, dude, you had it when they went up on the roof and just dropped shit off the roof of the building. It was great. And you watched it for Dave, and then if you liked Jay Leno, I'm sure he had his own stuff. I never really watched the Tonight Show.
But that's the thing is that they were all very different.
They were very different.
But I feel
now
these
it's
shows they're all similar. Same thing with
whoever's coming out with a movie, whoever's coming out with a new project, and then it's just we're gonna the formula is so dead. You know, I will say about Jimmy Fallon though, some of his segments are really great because he's very musically inclined.
Yep.
So I love when he has ones like, "Hey, here's a bunch of random instruments. We're gonna pull a song out of a hat." And then pull a random instrument out of a hat.
Yeah,
okay.
Then, I've seen that bit.
I like that kind of stuff. That's fun, but
I feel like the
few
same
and far
thing
between.
That's like suffering with all the Comedy Central news stuff. Like they're all too similar. Like
Daily Show is not what it used to be.
It's nothing against Trevor Noah. I actually love
Trevor Noah.
No, I love him as a comedian. Like, is he?
Well, he steals jokes, so it's fine.
Does he?
Yeah. Totally.
Oh shit!
There's a bunch of comedians who are like, dude, fuck that guy.
Oh shit! Okay, I gotta look that up. But
it's not a lot of them allegedly. Like again, I'm going off the words of multiple other comedians who have talked about it, but they're like, yeah, he steals jokes from like other South African comedians.
Oh shit! And what I will say is he's no Jon Stewart. Like
no Jon Stewart or Stephen Colbert for that matter.
Stephen Colbert I don't like that he's gotten soft. I liked him when he was doing the
Colbert Report.
Yeah. That was some great shit.
It was like I mean, obviously he was doing a caricature, but it was very, very funny.
Yeah, like he actually had Jon Stewart on.
Yeah.
And Jon Stewart just fucking killed it. And he said some stuff that fucking like Colbert would never say, but I don't want to even ruin the bit. Make sure on YouTube and watch it. It was like holy shit. Like,
yeah, I love when Jon Stewart shows up on the Tonight or Late Night Show.
I wish he would do another show. I feel like you can tell when he's on, he misses it.
Yeah,
like I feel like he got tired because he was doing the
Daily Show is like so big, and I'm sure writing for a show that's like that where it is pretty much daily, and you have to keep up with all the current events, and then the way the current events were going.
Yeah. Like
that's got to wear on you. But I would love for him to do just whether it's an interview show, kind of like the long form David Letterman show on Netflix.
I haven't seen it.
My next guess is,
but I heard
that's a really good one. The Dave Chappelle episode, fantastic. But I would love him to do something like that. You know what I mean? Where he's interviewing people because he was always a great interviewer.
Oh, or when he's also a great guest. Like, did you see the classic? I think it was Crossfire, where it was
oh yes,
with fucking
like,
Tucker Carlson and
dude, fuck Tucker.
He made him look so fucking stupid.
I don't
on
think
his own fucking.
I don't
show.
think it was him. It was like
no,
Sean Hannity or something
like
that.
It was Tucker.
Was it?
It was Tucker.
Okay.
Because there's a great bit, and
he went on O'Reilly too. At one point.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's like I'm not here to make jokes. That's my show.
Yeah,
I'm here. I was like,
no, the fuck. Tucker one he just made. I'm surprised Tucker recovered from it. Like anytime it resurfaces, I watch it and I giggle my fucking ass off because he destroys them so well.
So good. Fuck him. God damn. We got a little off topic. My nerdy confession. I don't even remember what it was anymore.
It's all right.
That's okay. My nerdy confession is. Oh, here's a fun one. So, a while ago, I mentioned that I was purchasing this really like fancy miniature from this sculptor from Italy, I think, or Spain.
Is this the Star Wars?
The samurai guy, yeah.
Oh, got it.
No, not that one. But no, this is one that's an actual. It comes in a box, like it's an actual physical product. It's not a 3D printable thing. And basically, this guy named Lucas Pina, I think his name is, or Lucas Pinas.
So it's either Lucas Pineapple in Spanish or Lucas possibly Penis.
Maybe it's Pinas. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
I'm sure he's listening. He's like, "Fuck you guys for butchering my name."
It doesn't matter. His company is called Spira Mirabilis Miniatures. Just Google it. You'll find it. But basically, his deal is he only releases 4 miniatures a year, and he hand sculpts the original one, like out of clay. He's just like, just really sculpting it.
That's what it sounds like too when you work with clay.
Yep. And they're limited edition. He puts them up for pre-order for 2 days, 48 hours, and then they're gone forever. Never resells them ever again.
Jeebus.
And so I got this one, which is a samurai or a Ronin with a little baby kappa in the back, which was kind of inspired by the Mandalorian.
Yes.
And so I've had it for a while now. I actually bought 2 of those ones because I was like so juiced on it. And I finally took the plunge and I started painting it. So it's definitely not anywhere close to done, but it's been a real fun experience painting it.
He showed me a work in progress. I'm like, he doesn't really look Japanese, like the sculptor or the bust. I'm like, I don't know.
mean, It does if you compare it to some of his other ones and stuff. He definitely has the eyes are very much an Asian eye. The jaw structure is fucking pretty European.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, all of it looked pretty. I was like, I don't know why they have this Italian dude in a samurai outfit, but
but yeah, it's pretty good, and it looks awesome. There have been other people who have painted it too, but like I haven't really seen a really good one yet. So, not saying that mine's going to be, but it's a very fun experience painting something like that, and the detail is fantastic. To think that someone went in there, and it's about yay big
for those listeners, he's doing like
half
a hand.
How would you describe that? Like a freaking apricot?
Yeah, I guess
about the size of a big apricot.
Yeah, or
small peach.
I guess.
I don't know. Fruit, I feel like the fruit
like a 3-month baby in the third. I don't know
exactly. Still old enough to murder, but. It's been a lot of fun though, painting it, and definitely painting busts compared to miniatures is a very different endeavor. There's like with painting the face on a miniature.
Oh, I want to see the fucking sparkle, the glimmer in his eyes.
Yeah. So one of the problems with this one compared to like say that Medusa one that I did a while ago, with hers, first of all, it's zoomed in more. This one goes down to like just below his pant line, right? Yep. So it's a full upper body, where the Medusa one kind of stops right below her rockin' tits. and because of that, like his eyes are so small, and it's like when you're doing a miniature like a Warhammer or a Games Workshop or like a Dungeons and Dragons size miniature, which are 28 to 32 millimeters. Like when you're doing eyeballs, you paint the whole eye socket black, then paint the white eyeball over it, and then dot a black in the middle, and you're done. Easy peasy, right? But with busts, like because they're so big, if you just put a black dot in the middle, he looks like a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, or he's dead.
Yeah, it's just boop. So like you got to paint the irises in it and stuff. But this guy, because the bust is zoomed out. That's the best way I can describe it. You're seeing more of him. His face and head are much smaller, but they're still not small enough where you can get away with just a black dot in the middle. So, man, doing those eyes were fucking tough. And I'm still not completely happy with them, but I feel like I got it okay, You
got to keep going and going until you get it right.
No, the fucking eyes are done. I'm not going, because now I've done all the face skin tone around it. And if I fuck up, I'm not repainting that face.
Just put it away for a couple of months and then hit it again.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that does it for Nerdy Confessions. We're going to take a quick little break. And then when we come back, we are going to be talking about some of our least favorite things in nerd fandom. We'll be right back. And we're back. All right. I feel like most of the time on this show, we like talking about our favorite things, right? The newest show that's out, the best video game that we've been playing lately, some new hobby that we've gotten into, or a new collectible we found. But very rarely do we talk about the things we hate, aside from, Republicans, right? And we don't hate all Republicans, just most of them. So we decided we talk about some of our nerdy pet peeves. Now, to kind of define this, it could be fandoms that are either dumb or toxic or stupid or whatever, or it could be specific, like, areas of nerd culture, like movies, video games, things like that. So I have quite the list, and I think you do as well.
I have a list and for notes for myself so I don't forget.
There you go. So we're going to go through some of ours, but we'd also love to hear some of yours. Like, what are some of the most, things that just make you roll your eyes and clench your fist and, want to go out there and, break some stuff, right? Christian, you want to start off?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm actually excited.
Fired up, huh?
All right. Sports fans, in particularly football fans.
I fucking love football.
Okay, And let me tell you why. Because they act like they're not fucking nerds. Like, if you know, like, whatever their stats or whatever, blah, 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 you're a fucking nerd. And they also look down on other fandoms.
Right.
Like, oh, you like comic books? Or you like that cartoon stuff? It's like, dude, you worship a dude that does stuff that you can't do. So fuck you, all right?
Right.
It's like,
exactly. Well, yeah, 100%. Because, like, you're totally right. Where they would look down on someone who plays like Warhammer, who knows that, that a Space Marine captain has a 4-up invul save and, 3 toughness and whatever.
And what's the difference if you know some sports player has something vertical or whatever?
Fucking nerd, and just like knock his books out of his hands. But meanwhile, they're like, yeah, but I also know that Brett Favre threw for, 2,000
fuck
touchdowns.
off. You're part of the group, man. Yeah. Like it or hate it, you're one of us. So
well, what's even funnier is like basically, and sports fan, don't get me wrong, I fucking love sports. I love football. I love baseball.
I'm any topic I say, I'm talking about the extreme of something.
Right,
so.
100%. And like, I would not consider myself like one of those ones. Like, I don't memorize stats. I have favorite players, favorite teams, and like certain little events will stick out to me. Like, oh, remember when Matt Cain threw the perfect game? That was fucking sick.
I don't know what you just said, but whatever.
He's a San Francisco Giant. He threw a perfect game in baseball, which means you have no man ever gets on base.
Oh, nice.
It's a very, very high accomplishment.
I do know there was a baseball player in the 70s who pitched a perfect game and he was high on acid the whole time.
Yeah.
That's a fucking awesome story.
I can't think of his name. His name was like Doc something.
That guy was a fucking genius.
Yes. It's fucking, I mean, I don't remember if it was a perfect game or if it was
a perfect game.
Was it a perfect game?
I watched the video on YouTube and I was like, that's fucking amazing.
Just fucking tripping balls.
Can you imagine, like, you didn't hit any of these? He's like, dude, that was a great game.
Well, I'm sure some of those pitches were just wild, and the batter was just like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to knock out those zombies that are coming at me.
He's just underhanding it. But yeah, getting back to the sports fans. Yeah, it's funny because they look down on anyone who like loves comic books, video games, whatever. But then they also worship like normally just sweaty, muscular dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just like, come on, man. It's and you wear not only that, but you dress up like them, which is just like cosplay.
They're just
You're just wearing jerseys, So yeah, I can agree with that. I think it can be very toxic, especially when you have rival fandoms.
Dude, not only that, what do they do when their team wins? Like, sometimes they'll go and riot their own fucking city.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how is that fucking celebrating?
When the Giants won the World Series, like, the mission was on fire for a while.
It's like, what the fuck?
And then when it happened again, we're like, oh, here we go again. Someone created a website called Is the Mission on Fire? and then for a long time, it would say, nope. Or not yet, and then yes, when the World Series happened, because
it's fucking insane.
They throw couches into the street and just light them on fire.
We didn't do that shit when the Avengers won in Endgame. We fucking went home happy.
Yeah, we nerded out in the parking lot for an hour after the movie.
That's about it. No one fucking burned anything. No one fucking did any shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Good strong start. I'm going to go with another one in the opposite direction. Some might say.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk about fucking Doctor Who fans. And there's nothing against you if you love Doctor Who. Just don't get in my face about it, okay? Because I've tried. I gave it an honest try. I watched like 2.5 seasons of Doctor Who.
Did you get to David Tennant?
Yes, I did. Okay. He's the second one, or the second one of the modern era, or whatever.
I believe.
Because I watched all of the Chris Eccleston one, which he was the first one with Rose and whatnot.
Yep.
And then
I fell in love with Rose, so I just thought she was super hot.
Yeah, well, she was, but it doesn't save the show. But then I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. I just don't get it. And I forget who I was talking to. Like, no, trust me. Once Matt Smith gets there, or David Tennant gets there, it's so much better. And then I'm like, okay, well, so I powered through, and I get there, and I'm like, no, this is the same bullshit over and over again. I don't understand. And I hate that really soft sci-fi bullshit where it's like, oh, he gets in this time machine that looks like a, police call box, and it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. There's no explanation of any of that stuff. And maybe it happens later on.
I feel like there probably is an explanation. I'm not a big enough fan.
No, it's all the timey-wimey bullshit that's like, when it's almost a joke in the show when they're like when someone like Rose or whoever is like, how does this time travel work? So he's like, oh, it's all this, loopy doopy timey wimey bullshit. And so they just like, they're like, we're not going to explain it. We're going to go not only back in time, but across the universe and stuff. And I get it. It's a interesting premise for a show. Time travel, space travel. It's cool, but just it's so corny and so like poorly done. I just don't get it. And it'd be fine if it was its own thing and people just enjoyed it. That's fine. I realize that I don't like the same things that everyone likes. But whenever someone finds out that I'm not a Doctor Who fan, in fact, I hate Doctor Who.
And the fact they have a nerd podcast, they probably get hella fucking pissed.
Yeah, exactly. They get super pissed and they're like, what? You're not a real nerd if you don't like Doctor Who. I'm like, no, I like good stuff. And it's not my fault that you love this shitty show. I like a lot of good shows. I like a lot of good movies. I like some movies and shows that people might consider bad. But Doctor Who is... I don't know. I feel like it's objectively shitty. And every time someone finds out that I don't like it, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that. I'm like, why not? Have you ever watched that show? Yeah, I've watched it 17 times in a row. I'm like, why? What's the next one for you? I got fired up talking about Doctor Who.
I'll go. I'm going to go with my my strongest ones first. Religious fans, religious people. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I guess technically you can call a very religious person a nerd or whatever.
You know what it is that like they can't follow canon. Like everyone, like there's one.
Oh, they're retconning all over the place.
Everything.
Yeah,
it's like you can't follow the one story. Everyone's writing their own fan fiction and like saying like what they understand and no one else does, and they get in your face about it. It's like, dude, pretty sure and then they
you weren't there.
They hate so many people.
Yeah.
They hate and they judge so many people. And we all know Jesus known for hating and judging people left and right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was his whole deal.
It's just like, dude, like...
I'm pretty sure he walked around just like around, the Middle East at the time as a white dude. Yeah. And it was just like, man, see those people over there? Fuck those people.
Yeah, fuck those people. Fuck those people.
Two dudes kissing? Gross. Yeah. Kill those guys.
Yeah, totally his message. We all know he loved guns and what was like his favorite,
And he also founded America.
Everyone fucking knows that. That's just fucking annoying. I feel like, dude, I feel like if Jesus were to come back and he saw all his religious fans, they'd be like, you're the type of people I don't like. You're doing the exact opposite of what I wanted you guys to do.
There's a fun parallel there between Jesus and the Emperor of Mankind from Warhammer 40K.
Is there?
Yeah, because the Emperor never wanted it, even though he's like the supreme being and the leader of mankind, trying to unify all of the human race. Like, people started worshiping him as a god, and he's like, no, I'm not a god. I'm just a normal person. And then he gets
whatever you say, God.
And then he gets incapacitated, and then they're like, well, I guess we just worship him now. He's our god. He's the god emperor. And like, if he ever woke up, he'd be like, hey, what the fuck? I told you guys. Like, the whole deal was that I'm not God.
Yeah.
Look what you did.
No, I mean,
that sounds like some heresy to me.
They get in your face about everything and like how you're a sinner, and that's one great way to get people to turn in your favor is tell them how shitty they are.
Right.
It's just I find them annoying.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like we could do an entire podcast on religion and how terrible it is.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with religion. I think it's people.
I think it's holding the human race back, but that's me.
I mean, people start little cults to save money or like to get money from little followers who just like, and it happens left and right here in San Francisco, like tiny little, and particularly in your neighborhood, tiny little cults will just pop up. And for some reason, they're always Latin cults. The women always have to wear long.
Are you talking about Herbalife?
Yeah. All the women always have to wear long skirts and stuff for whatever reason. Yeah,
there's people always on the corner of Mission there just spouting out their Jesus bullshit.
And it's just like dude, I don't know. It just annoys me.
Yeah.
Just be chill. You do your thing. I'll do my thing. I'm not going to bug you. Don't bug me. Like, just fucking leave it as is.
Exactly. Yeah, I 100% agree.
And I don't understand their view of Jesus. Like, they act like he was the super judgy person. He hung out with prostitutes, man.
Yeah.
Like, he pretty much hung out with, like, everybody.
We know why he kept her around. He's like, look, I can't marry you. It's bad for the image. But sometimes I want you to crucify my dick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
All right, Cody, what's your next one?
Okay, here's a fun one, and I think this is a really hot take, especially amongst nerds, right?
Okay.
Because I may get a little heat from this. But one of my biggest pet peeves is video game streamers.
Okay.
Like I just don't understand it.
You're talking about like what's
like
the name
Twitch,
of that? PewDiePie, whatever.
PewDiePie, Ninja, any of the big people who are famous on Twitch.
Okay.
I feel like it's, and don't get me wrong, it's its own like genre, right? People will watch streamers play games that they never play. You know what I mean? And I just don't get it. And it seems really weird because it's all like, it's very cringy when it comes to like the money and subscribing and stuff like that, which I get it. You want to support this guy to make this content. But when you have people like that guy Ninja or PewDiePie who are making like millions and millions of dollars every year playing a video game.
I'm actually surprised PewDiePie's still around because he's like dropped the N-bomb like a couple times, I feel. And it's like, dude.
Yeah,
like,
well, have you played video games? The N-bomb is not.
That's fair.
It's pretty much commonplace.
Since I'll piggyback on that one, that was going to be one of mine.
Yeah.
So I put Call of Duty just because I've never been called the N-word more in my life playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So, and this was more PS4 because actually I'm kind of happy PS5. A lot of people don't have headsets or everyone mutes each other. But in Call of Duty, when the PS4 was around, and I think it was Black Ops 2.
PewDiePie makes about $13 million a year.
Fuck that guy. So, like, I, on the voice thing, would just, because I didn't want people to recognize me, because, although, yeah, people are going to fucking recognize me, but I would drop I would make my voice deeper just because I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And, dude, people would just N-bomb me all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Or, like,
man, this is what black people feel like?
It's like,
this
dude,
is terrible. Someone needs to stand up for these guys.
Fucking sucks. And how many times I've had people or kids whose nuts haven't dropped call me faggot, so many fucking times.
100% of
it's
the time.
like, dude, you don't. Dude, I remember this one kid was.
And then the whole teabagging you after they kill you, just like dipping their balls in your face. You're like, God, why does this make me feel so bad?
There was this one time, this one kid, he was probably 12, he kept calling me faggot, and I was just getting upset. I was like, you know what, dude, like,
I'm gonna go over there and suck your dad's dick.
What? When you do that, people fucking don't know how to handle that shit. But no, I was just like, dude, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Like, no one cares that you're gay. So I'm not gay. I was like, dude, I totally saw you suck a dick the other day. He's like, you didn't see me suck a dick. And I was like, oh, so you're admitting.
I had a pretty good point of view. I was looking down right at you.
Yeah. I was like, oh, so you admitted you were sucking dick. I just didn't see you. He's like, no. And I was like, dude, no one cares. I'm like, guys, anyone in the chat care? And they're like, no, I don't care that you sucked the dick. He's like, do you care that you sucked? No, I don't care you sucked the dick. I was like, I didn't suck anyone's dick. And then I was like, dude, it's fine.
It's fine.
No one cares.
No one cares. You be you. It's 2021.
And then he fucking rage quit. And I was like, yes.
Well, I think gaming fandom in general can be a pretty toxic environment sometimes. And
you know what it is like no one sees each other, so they feel fucking safe.
It's the anonymity of it all.
And then they just feel, and I'm wondering if they're actually feeling what's in their hearts or if they're just like, I don't know.
I say some outrageous shit on video games. So
but I bet even like you don't say any racist shit.
That's true. That was a long time ago. I'm just kidding.
It was different times.
No. I never did any racist stuff. I would, in a simpler time, I definitely called people fags on the internet. Because, I mean, I think we all did back in the early 2000s,
Yeah,
Halo was a wild, wild west. But I've definitely matured, and then now it's just I like to see people get riled up, much like you do.
I just more like I don't want to hear you. If someone engages me, like now I just try to be friendly. Like
no, I just try to be like, oh man, I fucking got you so good that time. Did you see that? And it's like, dude, fuck you. I'm like, oh man, yeah, I got you. I fucking snuck up behind you. Didn't even see me.
Since we're talking about video games, I'll just piggyback this one. League of Legends. And the reason why I have them on there, even though I play probably like fucking every night, I've never played a game where team members are so quick to throw someone under the bus of why they're the reason that you lost. Like, so fucking fast. Like, oh, thanks for not getting that kill. Or, oh, look, we had a shitty jungler. Or, look, our fucking guy at top fucking sucks. It's like, dude, maybe let's just play this as a game and let's try to have fun.
Yeah. I think you're talking about, like, sweaty gamers, where they get, like, super so into it that they're no longer having fun anymore.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
they're doing their job or something. You know?
I just logged in here to have fucking fun for like 30 minutes. I didn't know this is like I needed to help you win for your self-esteem for the rest of the fucking night.
Yeah, it's not my fault your dad doesn't love you.
Yeah,
you
fuck
know?
that. I'm sorry he never hugged you. Whatever.
Yeah. Going back real quick to the streamers too. Like the thing that Twitch in general is so weird to me. I just don't understand it. And then like now I've been reading like these little articles that pop up about, have you heard of like the hot tub meta?
I've heard of it. I don't know much of it, but
I think a big part of it is from that one, like, I don't know what you would call her. I guess she's technically a streamer, but I think she's just kind of a professional hoe bag. Is that Amaranth chick?
Name sounds familiar.
You'd know her if you saw her.
Probably.
She always gets like banned from Twitch for like, you know, flashing her boobs or vagina or
Which
whatever.
you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to. That's against the rules.
That's OnlyFans.
That's OnlyFans. And she does have an OnlyFans. But it's like, but I think Twitch, just because of because little kids can get on there basically, you know, I think that's the biggest thing. But because of that, like she's constantly trying to push the limits of, you know, how far you can go. And so there's this thing called the hot tub meta, where it's just these hot, like, gamer girls who a lot of times are not playing video games. They're just sitting in a hot tub, you know, looking at the screen in a bikini. And just like one of the things she was doing is I don't know all the Twitch terminology, so excuse me. So if you donate or subscribe to her or whatever it is, if you give her money, she'll like write your name in magic marker on her body somewhere.
Okay.
And she, you know, she just has all these black marks. I'm like, dude, what is this?
Smart marketing.
Ugh.
Is what it is.
She's
making a killing. We're over here.
Oh, she for sure makes more money than I will ever make. It just feels so grody. You know what I mean? And like OnlyFans, I can respect. You know what you're getting into. You're going on there to see naked girls.
Dude, I don't judge anyone. If you're providing a service, whether we think it's something that's dumb or not.
It's just weird.
But if you're getting someone to part with their dollars willingly, you're not forcing them, good for you. I mean, I'm not going to judge.
Wow, that's talk to child slavery, you know? Or, you know, the sex trafficking, you know?
I mean...
Hey, man, that's their hustle.
There's a subtle difference between them growing a hot tub
and
what you're talking about.
I'm just saying it seems like it's a really a weird thing because, like, why? I guess I'm just mad that people spend money on it because it's so
it's not your money, Cody.
No, but I feel for them. You know what I mean? There's
they made that choice.
There's a bunch of simps out there. I just feel bad for them. Like, why are you paying money to this girl? She doesn't give a shit about you. Like, oh, thanks, Brian. Thanks for, you know, the sub, $5 subs. Like, dude. And also, this is a subgenre of the Twitch streamers. And this is for all of them, not just the, you know, the hot lady ones, but like the actual gamer ones too. Where they're just like, they're playing, and a lot of it's just like, oh, Brian, what's up, man? Oh, Dave, thanks for this $5 sub, man. And it's just like, you know, they're reading off of a screen that none of us can see.
Right.
You know? And it's just like, why do people like this? I just don't get it. That's enough ranting on streamers. What's another one for you?
Let's see. I'll say one that's pretty, I feel like universal Star Wars fans. But I'm talking about the
real toxic ones.
The toxic ones. Like, that shit on everything that's not the original 3. It's like, dude, just shut up.
So Seamus, basically.
I mean,
friend Seamus.
I guess. Like, dude, just shut up and enjoy some shit. Just let someone else, you know, take the fucking driver's seat. Let's see where they go with it. Whether it's amazing or not, you know, it's still Star Wars. I enjoy it. Like, I remember I would get shit on because I'd say, you know, the prequels, I kind of enjoy them. I don't think they're like the best movies ever, but I can enjoy them. If they come on, I can watch it and have a good time.
Yeah, my whole position on Star Wars has always been, I like all of Star Wars. Like, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, if the movie was good or the movie was bad or whatever. Like, I like all of it. Yes, like Empire Strikes Back is still like my favorite Star Wars movie. But I like Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones too. They all have moments in them that I really enjoy. And I liked, you know, Rise of Scott. What is it? Rise of Jedi. Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker.
I don't know something.
All the Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker.
I think so.
I like those ones too. Now, if I was writing Star Wars, is that what I would have written? No,
Actually, that's in my notes. Every fucking Star Wars fans feels like they are the only ones who knows what's good for Star Wars and what should have been done.
Right,
like
100%.
All these professional writers that did it, all these script people, all these creative people that did it, they're all wrong. Me, I've seen the movie like a bunch of times. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What really gets me is when George Lucas was still doing them. Like, dude, the fact that you think that Star Wars is different is incorrect. This guy created Star Wars, and this is what he says it's like. So if you don't agree with that, you're like objectively wrong.
Yeah, that's the guy who made it is saying what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that can be the same thing for like Star Trek too, or
actually,
any of these long running.
That's really funny that you put, because I put one of the more healthy fandoms was Star Trek.
I think for the most part it can be pretty healthy because they're like Star Trek started so long ago that now whole families have grown up in. I mean, Star Wars has too technically, but whole families have grown up in the Trek nerddom. You know what I mean? It doesn't. I don't think it crosses over quite as much as Star Wars does, where like a normal bro could enjoy Star Wars.
Like the way I feel is like there are some shows that people don't like, and I mean I'm sure you know which Star Trek show that universally people don't like. But you don't really hear Star Trek fans shitting on those people for liking that show. They're just like, oh, I don't think that's that great.
Right,
exactly. That's it. That's the fucking end of it.
Yeah, I mean, the correct answer is The Next Generation is the best Star Trek show. And all others are inferior. But, I mean, if you disagree with that, it's okay to be wrong. It's fine. I'm not going to jump in your face about loving Deep Space Nine, even though I just wasn't necessarily my thing,
And the other reason why I say is because I actually went, before I've watched any Star Trek, someone invited me to a Star Trek convention.
Oh, nice. And I still want to go to one. I have never been.
And I went, and I purposely wore a Star Wars shirt.
Oh, my gosh.
Just to see. And the worst things that happened was just people looked at me, rolled their eyes, and looked away. And that was it. No one got in my face. No one said anything. No one was like, you're in the wrong fucking place.
You should have just dressed as Darth Vader. Just gone hardcore. Yeah.
But I'm sure if I went to, like, if there was a Star Wars convention and I went dressed as, like, fucking a Klingon, I'm pretty sure some people would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. I know. It's one of those things where it's just, I think overall, and I think a big part of that is if you look back at Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek's, like, original idea is that the human race had advanced so far that all sorts of species were living together. We weren't judgmental. We had evolved past working for money. If you watch the first episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, there's dudes who are wearing like dresses, like female style.
The one with Patrick Stewart. Is that
the Next Generation?
Yeah. I've seen a couple episodes where you see guys.
See a dude in the background just like fucking mini skirting.
Yeah, and no one gives a shit.
No one gives a shit. You're like, that's Chad. What? Engineering guys, am I right?
It's got to air it out.
Yeah, it's got to air it out.
Particularly engineering. It's so hot down there.
Crawling through the Jeffries tube like, Jesus, Chad.
Just got to make sure, don't get too...
How many times did I say you have to wear underwear? That's part of the dress code.
I feel restricted.
Another one I have is PC gamers. This one is a hot topic. So, and don't get me wrong, like, I understand that there's validity to PC gamers, but there's a people out there who consider the PC as the master race, quote unquote.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, oh, fucking PC master race. It's friends that you play video games with or whatever. And a big part of it is that the playing on a computer gives you certain advantages over other people playing because you can literally map any of the mouse and keyboard keys to be whatever you want. Where if you're playing an Xbox or PlayStation, you can change some of their preset things around, but besides that, you're pretty much stuck with the buttons as they are on the controller. And so, it gives you certain advantages where you can make things more ergonomic or whatever. You can also, when you're shooting in like a first-person shooter, you can drag the mouse down and basically negate recoil. So it's just there's a large population of people out there who think PCs are the best, and that's fine. But
see, I find them annoying because they always judge the console players.
They
like,
do,
oh,
100%.
Oh, you are playing a PS5? Like, oh.
I remember my first video game. And what bothers me is they're like, oh, dude, PC's so much better. You should get a gaming PC. You should get a gaming PC. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It just seems like kind of a hassle. There's like, it's not a hassle. I'm like, well, how much was your gaming computer? It's like, oh, it was like $1,600.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. He's like, yeah, but I got to buy a new graphics card because now mine's obsolete. So that's going to be another $1,000. And it's like,
you're like, cool. I'll just stay with this one-time investment. Yeah, this
one time
last me like 6-7 years.
$500 box that I bought from Sony that it is going to last until the next $500 box comes out in like 7 years.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so it's so funny because they act so superior and they look down on console players. But first of all, PC players cheat more than console players do. Like, because you can literally run cheat programs in things like Call of Duty, Apex Legends. And as a side note, like, why are you cheating at video games?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, why? Like, not only that, like, why would you want to cheat? Because even if you're doing tournaments, like, if you're trying to do this to prove that you are the best, you obviously are not. If you're cheating, like, defeats the whole fucking point. Like, you cheated. Like, you suck. Yeah,
well, I think a big part of it goes back to the whole streaming thing. Like, a lot of the Twitch streamers, there's a lot of money to be made out there. But then again, especially if you're not a super hot lady, no one wants to watch a guy who's okay at Call of Duty or okay at Apex Legends, right?
I'd be fine with it if you just to hear him get mad about losing. It's like Chris, like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that a big part of it is, and multiple ones have been caught cheating on their live streams and stuff. Like, there's a cheat in Call of Duty famously where you can see enemy players through walls and stuff. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Just like, first of all, if the reason you're cheating is because you're a streamer and that's your livelihood, like, just realize you play video games for a living. You should be good enough at them. You know what I mean? And if you're not, it's not the lifestyle for you.
Maybe it's not for you, man.
Yeah, exactly. That just super bothers me. Another one I put on here was resellers at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
we've shit on resellers enough. We won't go super into it, but finding the exclusive that's a Comic-Con exclusive on sale at Comic-Con for 3 times the price, some bullshit. What's another one for you?
I got one. QAnon fandom. Fucking the worst conspiracy theorist of all.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking rile each other up with bullshit. They have no
flat earthers, I think, got them beat.
You think? Well, I mean, they mix, dude. That's the thing about QAnon.
That's true.
Think of one conspiracy theory, QAnon can put it in there.
Yeah.
They'll fucking make it work. Dude, like, they went and attacked the fucking Capitol on January 6th. Like, dude, they're the fucking worst.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the worst. Here's one that's kind of specific to me because I've joined several mini painting communities. There's a lot of people out there, and this might be true of other groups too. I just don't really know. But there are people out there who, when you post up a question on Facebook or whatever,
they try to make you feel stupid for asking the question.
They either make you try to feel stupid, or they say some other comment that doesn't answer the question. And I'm like, cool, that's fine that's what you think, but I was asking about this, or they just give terrible advice. And you see this happen with mini painters all the time, at least in the groups that I've been in. And our friend Fabienne can attest to that because she's in one of the groups that I'm in as well, where, you'll go in and you'll be like, hey guys, I'm looking for, I'm trying to figure out how to make, this guy's face look more lifelike. It just seems a little flat to me. And some guy will be like, you really should, instead of painting it that color, you should really go with like a green skin. I think that would be really cool. I'm like, well, he's a human being. I'm not trying to paint him green, so thanks. I was just wondering how to make this skin tone that I have already look more realistic. And then someone would be like, why don't you just fucking dry brush all over it? And I'm like, shut up. Like, that's not a valid, technique on this. And it annoys me to no end. And it's kind of specific, especially for mini painting, because there's Games Workshop, which we've talked about several times before, who, they created Warhammer, and they have like what they call the Citadel painting system, which because they make a paint range called Citadel, and the Citadel painting system is you prime your model, you base, you wash, and then you layer and highlight, right? And so you paint it all one color, then you I don't remember if I'm getting the orders out of order or whatever. And then you layer on, highlights up a little bit. Then you throw a wash in, which gets into the recesses and adds more contrast. And then you edge highlight it. And that's how they do all of their models, supposedly. And so some people get really stuck in that. And so when you're trying to do stuff that's better than that or more advanced or a different style, they're like, well, you should really just douse it in a wash, or you should just really, you should make sure you're layering it correctly. I'm like, dude, stay in your lane. You're fucking stupid. You got one last one for us?
All right. This one I'm going to flip it.
Okay.
Where they get shit on. And this is going to be close to your heart.
Okay.
Fans of good, bad movies. And it's because see, he's making a face. I think, you're jealous that I could enjoy.
I hate it.
I feel like fans of good, bad movies are like the bisexuals in the gay straight community, where it's like they don't understand how can you like so much. Like, no, you either like this or you like that. I'm like, I could just enjoy a lot of things, and I think
gross.
People like Cody get jealous that I can enjoy a lot of things,
men and women.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that bothers me there's a lot of things that bother me about good, bad movies, where I think that the thing that bothers me is when someone's like, dude, you have to watch this movie. And then you watch this movie and you're like, wow, that was a pile of garbage.
Yeah, but you're entertained. You're like, dude, who thought that this would be good?
No, yeah. See, I don't get entertained by that. To me, it's sad and frustrating watching those kind of movies, because you're like, man, the actor in, name a terrible movie that you love.
Well, I mean,
Arena, 1984.
Okay.
That's the one we watched together for the show. That could have been that guy's big break.
Yep.
And instead, it just turned into a pile of shit. And I feel like he was let down by the writers, the producers, and the entire film company.
Hey, man, he gave up. A lot of people start on shit movies. Leonardo DiCaprio started on Critters 3. Look at him now.
Exactly. And one thing though, I think wasn't Critters made by Miramax or something?
I believe so.
Yeah, so at least that's a bigger studio.
What happened was they saw, oh shit, Gremlins just made a shit ton of money.
Right.
Let's make our own
our own version of it. Yeah. And it's very frustrating to me, and especially with movies, especially nowadays where now they are getting to be 2.5, 3 hours long sometimes. It's a commitment, if I'm going to sit down and watch this, I want to be entertained and I want to be whisked away to a land of fantasy.
Sure. Bloodsport. Do you like Bloodsport?
I like Bloodsport all right.
Good, bad movie.
Well, here's the thing about Bloodsport, okay? It is by far, there might be one or two other ones, it is one of the best canon film fests.
Oh, for sure.
Or canon film
group or
whatever, right? It's one of their best movies.
Yep.
So, and that happens. The first Critters was not a terrible movie.
No, I enjoyed it.
It was fine.
I actually enjoyed 2 and 3 as well. But
and a movie that doesn't on paper doesn't make sense, like Tremors. I really enjoyed Tremors.
That also a good bad movie.
But it's not a good bad movie because it has fucking Kevin Bacon in it. It has a large budget and a lot of money behind it.
Yeah, but Leprechaun had Jennifer Aniston in it, so I mean.
Yeah, and it was very successful.
She overcame that movie too and became successful.
And we also had a freaking Warwick Davis in it.
Yeah, well, he's a
superstar. He's been in more movies than Jennifer Aniston.
Has he?
I think so.
You may be right.
She's only been in a handful of movies. She was on Friends for 10 years.
Yeah, I want a fucking Willow too is what I want.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things where it's, I don't know. I don't like, I think what it is, here's my new take on it that I'm discovering right now on the podcast. I think it seems like they're taking advantage of a system that's been put in place that had good intentions. Like, movies are supposed to be fun entertainment. And they're like, well, we don't have to put a lot of effort into this. We don't have to, like, really write a script. We'll just throw it out there, and just by the law of averages, people are going to watch it, and we're going to make money. And that frustrates me.
I think sometimes the restrictions can be good. Like the first Evil Dead.
Right.
They didn't have a lot of fucking money, and it was fucking,
Right.
it was amazing.
But
and they did the best they could with what they had.
But Sam Raimi went out there to make the best movie he could.
For sure.
I feel like a lot of these people are not out to make the best movie that they can. They're out there to make a shitty movie. Does that make sense?
I feel what you're saying.
That's the differentiation for me.
I feel like there's a third category where, like, because a lot of these movies are from the 80s. I think there was just a lot of coke going around, and they were just throwing out rewrites and ideas as the coke just flowed.
Speaking of which, I bought Maximum Overdrive the other day. It was on sale on Apple TV.
Nice.
It was like $2. I'm like, Stephen King, you can have my $2.
I'm pretty sure he was deep into cocaine.
When he 100% was.
So we're gonna have this soda machine that's just like throw soda and it kills people.
Yeah. Then this one track, the bad track, is gonna be the Green Goblin truck. You know, like Spider-Man. Fuck that guy. Yeah, I just
We love you, Stephen King.
Yeah, I know, totally. Yeah, that's the thing. It really frustrates me, like when and you know, I think it's because I think too much about all the people that go into making a movie. And
they all get paid. They got paid.
Yeah, but they get paid. But also, it's like you have your name attached to a pile of shit, you know? And that just, I don't know, that bothers me.
Have you seen Troll 2?
No, you keep telling me to watch it.
We should watch it.
I don't want to watch it.
So bad.
I think my idea of me just showing you like classic movies that you haven't seen.
I'm down.
Yeah. I think that's better and more entertaining.
But the thing is, with a shit movie, you'll trash it. We can have some fun with it. You know, with a good movie, you're not going to trash a good movie.
You're just going to be like, God damn, I can't believe that movie was so good. That movie was really good.
Yeah.
The end.
It's not great content. Like, I mean, what funny shit can you say about Gladiator? You know, it was an amazing fucking movie in a lot of fucking ways.
So good. Husband to a murdered wife. Father to a murdered son.
Dude, it was fucking epic.
Oh, so good.
Do you know they were writing a part 2?
Oh, really?
Where he
comes back as a robot?
No. He was in Hades, and he makes a deal with Ares. Ares wants him to go back.
You mean Hades?
Yeah, sorry, Hades. Was it Hades? Or I think he was
Hades, god of the underworld.
Right,
he was god of war.
The god of war wanted him to go back and basically fight wars for him.
Oh, like Kratos?
Basically, but it was gonna be him chronicled up until like the present day where he's still fighting wars.
Oh, very much like Kratos.
Yeah. I was awesome. Like, I'm so happy they didn't make that fucking movie. Can you imagine going from the masterpiece of Gladiator to going really to that?
I know. That would have been really terrible.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let us know. You've heard us bitch about this for about 40 minutes or so now. Let us know down in the comments or tweet us or send us an Instagram message. What are some of the fandoms or nerdy avenues that you hate? I mean, there's plenty out there, and, you know, be civil about it and just give us a little explanation why. Whether it's the fact that you don't understand it or the fact that the fans bother you, let us know. We'd love to hear about your opinions. And while you're down there commenting, please like and subscribe. We do appreciate it. And you can find all of our social media info at nerdswithfriendspodcast.com. Or if you really want to support the show, you can become one of our patrons on patreon.com/nerdswithfriends. And thank you to all of our patrons who help us every single week. We do appreciate you. Your names are floating above us right now, lifting to the heavens.
And I do apologize. There was one that another podcast group wanted me to throw out there because I asked him. Smash Bro players or tournament players. Apparently.
Oh, yeah. They were saying that they were all like pedophiles and groomers.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said. I haven't read anything about that. So
yeah, I have a bunch of friends who are Smash Brothers like fanatics.
And they're definitely pedos?
No, not really. So,
they dabble in it?
Like Brian loves it.
Oh, well, Brian would
and Michael Stranka loves it too. Yeah, it is one of those games where like if I play a fighting game, I want to play like a Street Fighter or a Guilty Gear or something like that. And it's just like Smash Brothers, like you're floating around all over the place. There's very unbalanced characters. Not for me. But anyway, that was a little bonus hate on for you guys. Alrighty then, Christian. as always, thank you for coming by. And
This was fun, just getting shit off
yeah,
my
I know.
chest.
I feel better now, right? Don't you feel better?
I feel better.
I feel so much better. And to all the nerds out there, remember, you're not alone. You're with friends. This is Nerds with Friends. Thank you and good night.